So, Amberlynn Reid went to the emergency room. What happened, you might ask, when Amberlynn Reid went to the emergency room? Was fitness YouTube vindicated and Amberlynn Reid put on a psychiatric hold in the nation's only psychiatric hospital to use the insanity workout program as a treatment for binge eating disorder? Or were they vindicated that Amberlynn lied about going to the emergency room and we have the proof in the form of a mukbang that occurred at the same time she occurred to be in the emergency room? Or did neither of those happen? The answer is C, neither of those happened. There was a bit of proof that she was in the emergency room, a quick shot of herself in the emergency room, quick little video clip where she shows where her blood was drawn, and her symptoms were kind of explained in her prior "Something's Wrong with Me" video, which I'm going to go a little bit into Amberlynn's channel format and how people are looking at this from more of a communications perspective in another video. But she had some proof that she was at the ER, and she had a reasonable conclusion. She's had some back pain that's been continual, that she didn't want to go get checked out, but she got checked out, went to the emergency room. They did urine test, blood test, and they determined that she had a urinary tract infection. And they gave her some antibiotics and some injected antibiotics as well, and said she would recover from her urinary tract infection, which was giving her this back pain. But what did not happen was getting herself checked in, which obviously was something that I expected. But I just wanted to kind of break down why that didn't happen and why that kind of stuff doesn't really happen in the emergency room. I think it's kind of important to understand the role of an emergency room. If you go into an emergency room, it's because you have an emergency, and they are there to treat the specific emergency. And there's actually, especially given the case that she's uninsured, there's a set of requirements that emergency rooms follow called the Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act, or EMTALA for short, which requires that they provide, even to somebody who can't pay, stabilizing treatment and a medical screening in relation to an emergent medical condition. Usually that screening is enough to diagnose a condition that's non-emergent, so they'll usually just treat it on the spot because it's impractical to have to repeat that screening process all over again. Hence, she goes in, it's not really necessarily an emergency. It could be based on her health status. Of course, have to give standard disclaimer. If you're experiencing a health issue, you should, if it's an emergency, go to the emergency room or call 911. But if you need to be seen by a doctor, you should contact your primary care physician and not rely on anything in this video to delay in getting medical care. If you don't have access to affordable medical care, call 211 from any phone in the United States. All right. So in her case here, the presenting issue that the screening examination was performed on would be the back pain, which they did a workup for that. They did all the testing. I'm not a doctor, but the doctor concluded that this was the situation that Amberlynn had. And it's not clear from Amberlynn's video if they didn't also have discussion about weight or weight loss surgery or anything that could be contributing to it. They did just tell her to make sure she was getting up to pee enough, which could be a mobility related issue. We don't know the conversation that happened, but what didn't happen again was that she wasn't checked in. That's because that's not the goal of an emergency room. Even if she were to present to an emergency room with this condition, their goal here, given that especially that she's uninsured, is to screen her condition and stabilize her to get her either home or to a facility that would possibly be more generous on charity care if she wasn't already one there, if it was an actual real medical emergency she needed to be hospitalized for. So it's not a magic process. Just as I explained in my prior video, it's not a magic process of woman who is 560 whatever pounds shows up to the emergency room She appears to have an eating issue, and we're going to go and we're going to put her in some sort of psychiatric ward or put her under some sort of residential treatment. The standard is that she has to be imminently dangerous, and that's the whole thing of emergency medical treatment, is it's to treat the instant emergency complaint. It's not there to serve as like a primary care doctor. A lot of people misuse the ER like that, but that's discouraged. They're not there to take care of necessarily things that are further out in time, like the, I guess you could say, ticking time bomb of her weight. So, hate to say that I told you guys so, but I did. She didn't specifically go because of a benevolent YouTuber begging her to go to the ER to get herself checked in, but she did go to the ER. It's evident when you look at her what her condition is, and she is still alive to vlog about it. So I think that the whole, until she takes all the necessary prerequisite steps to getting this stuff done in the more outpatient format, I think that we can finally close the book on all of this, with her getting inpatient care. Needs to go outpatient first, just as I've explained in my other video. And hopefully she recovers from her UTI. Hopefully her immune system isn't so compromised by her weight and her situation she doesn't recover from it. And of course, if you've ever been to the emergency room, they always discharge you with a piece of paper saying, go see your primary care physician. We don't know if Amberlynn's going to do that, and if she shows up to the primary care physician, what they're going to necessarily tell her, if they're just going to tell her, wait until our office weight loss challenge next quarter, which is kind of what she spoke about in her prior video about going to the doctor. But this was just basically to wrap up that particular chapter of Amberlynn Reid. All right, so next video, I'm going to cover this new vlog format that she has, this new vlog format and kind of this new genre, I think, that she is participating in. And it's not opposite of other weight loss influencers as far as audience is concerned, but it's opposite in the approach. And I think that there are some very interesting notes about Amberlynn's approach and about the better side of Amberlynn's audience, not the ones that just want to insult her, but another side of her audience that I want to go into as far as the sort of YouTube-related issues of Amberlynn Reid and monetization and these things that people brought up of she's going to keep eating herself to death because of monetization. But just want to get that little piece out there tonight. Like and subscribe if you want to see the next video. Thank you so much. God bless you.